Hey everybody, this is Brian from Creative. I wanted to be with you right now. We're going to do the next part. Yes, I still have my little piece of filament that is sea green that I've had for a few videos here. I gave a little update for the fair and the progress we've made. In this video, we're going to go over the plaque part that tells what the stone's name is, as well as the benefits for the stone. We have the ones I broke. Remember? I think it was one of these. Somewhere. Oh, yes. I put little R2-D2 in it, that's right. Where I broke the bottom of this one and I just shattered the small one. So those are actually printing behind me right now. They're getting a bit there. There was only an hour print, so you can tell that the time between these two videos is not very long. I didn't want to put that update at the beginning of this one because these videos tend to be longer, and I don't really want them to go over an hour. I move kind of quickly so I can try to keep them roughly in that area or less, preferably less, because sometimes you don't have an hour to just sit and watch. Now you can always come back and watch it again and again and again later, but I do try to keep them a little small, and I do have all of the cages right behind me. So what I need to do now is we're going to go through, and I have to look at each cage to see what rock is inside. You know, what little rock I've got sitting inside of the cage. We're going to put the name there, and we're going to put the description. I'm going to make it look pretty with a border and add a few things. This is all going to be done in Photoshop. Then we'll be moving this over to Inkscape, where we can create the SVG file to actually cut out the plaque. We're going to be doing this in actual wood. And we've got to remember the scales that we have for these is not that big. I'm going to be using some nice project board. As you can see, I got this at Hobby Lobby. It was $2.99 because that's the price tag that's still on the board. I haven't taken it off. I do have more of these than I do boards. Unfortunately, Hobby Lobby only had these two. They didn't have any others of this size. This is I believe I just pulled off that price tag, which also I believe though that this is 6. You know, nothing actually measures up right. This is a little less than 6 by 12. And again, nothing measures, it's a little less than 12. 6 by 12. That's what these are here. I've got these two 6 by 12s. And then I have some that I cut, or at least one, that I cut right here. This is not the best quality in the world. It's got some things here, but thankfully this one is 8 by 12, so we can put it like in the middle where we're not going to really have to worry about. And this one actually is pretty much, well, no, it's even a little short. I think that the people out in the world, they don't know how to measure 12 inches. Me either, apparently. Well, this is about 8 though. So I have this one here. I don't know if I have another. I thought I did. I guess I don't. Anyhow, I do have a gigantic sheet right over there that I can cut. I also have one in my garage that's 2 foot by 2 by 4, 2 foot by 4 foot. So cutting out, that'll be what is that? 8 more of these. So I do need 15. We're going to be making this one about 5 inches. So it's going to be just a little bit shorter than this, about 5 by no more than 6, because we want to at least get 2 out of one of these. So that'll be 2, 4, 6, and then well, there's 6 right there, so that's halfway there with just 3. So you know we'd be 12. So we need 13 boards to no, 6, 7 boards to get all 15. 14, so 8 boards to get 15. 8 boards to get 15 of our plaques. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start in Photoshop to do that. I'm going to do these actually on real wood because I want them to be special and fancy. I'm not going to do them on these, at least. I'm not going to do on panel board, although there will be some panel board at the fair that's going to be doing the 3D etching that we've already got the tutorial for and how to do it. Although I have some really neat pictures for that. I've got some desert ones, all of them from that link I posted in that video. In this video, we're going to be getting some things from the awesome folks at Pixabay and the artists who contribute there. They've got some great pictures. They've got some great vectors, and we're going to be using vector images for some border. I'm not going to sit and draw that. Could I draw that? Probably. Am I going to sit and take the extreme amount of time to draw that? No, because I'm not that good. Some people are, and they can just shoo, and they can put these things out. And I commend anyone who does that and allows them for commercial use, because essentially, even though I'm doing this for charity, it's still commercial, and it's not personal because I'm selling it to someone, even though I'm not keeping the money myself. It's still being sold, and it's being sold for a good cause. So kudos, double thumbs up to Pixabay. Yeah, they're a little bruised from pushing in all these crazy magnets, but kudos to Pixabay and all the artists who contribute there, and Upsplash, I believe is what the name of the other one was, and all the artists who contribute there, because they make life great for those of us who just like to create and don't want to necessarily have to draw a whole bunch to create our items, but take what we've got and build it into something great. So let's go ahead and let's get creative. On Photoshop, I popped into Photoshop so we can start making this awesome plaque. Not the kind that you get on your teeth, because that's not awesome. That's kind of gross, actually. Yeah. So let's go ahead, and I downloaded some awesome textures that I'm going to pop over to Projects, Jewelry, and 3D Cage. And we've got these awesome ones, like I said, I got off Pixabay. And let's go ahead and let's see them, and let's see what we're looking at here as far as, are they awesome or are they not awesome? We've got all these different ones here, and I'm going to want, remember, a certain size. So let's go with File, New, and I want this to be roughly, see, everything is taller than it is wider. So I was thinking 5 by 5. It sounds like a pretty good size. It's not too big and it's not too small. So let's create a 5 by 5 image in inches. Yeah, that's kind of tiny, isn't it? Alright. You know what? We can reduce sizes. So let's go ahead and let's create a 10 by 10. That's a little bit bigger. That's just twice, so we know we need to reduce things by 50%. Alright, well, that's a little bit bigger. Yeah, I like that much better. It's not as tiny. So, here we have it. We know that this is probably not going to work. That's gigantic. But it's now a time to look at these and say, which one is just awesome. I do like that one. I have to admit, that's really pretty. This one here, that one's really nice too. This one, I love this one, but I don't think this one's going to go. No. This one, oh, that kind of cute, but no. This one, oh, I really like this one. This is nice and filled up. And this is the Art Nouveau. And, no, not the Art Nouveau. Okay, so now we're down to these three. Oh, what a hard decision between these three. Okay, I can take that one out. So now it's down to these two. And between these two, I think I really like this one with the little loops of the line going through all of itself. And this doesn't, I mean, it has some loops, but it's much smaller. This is much more in depth. However, I'm not going to really close that one, because one of the big factors we have here is we have to see, does it fit? And that is an unknown. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to minimize that so we can just see our background here. Let's move it in to our area. We're going to go ahead and edit, transform, and scale. Let's go ahead and the new Photoshop automatically scales in every direction unless you hold down Shift, which is kind of lame. But we can move it out to fit. Oh, well, look at that. That's pretty much a perfect fit. I am happy with that. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I do like that. So we're going to go ahead and go with that one. I do like the little details on that one. It's nice and crisp and clean. But this has got this nice fit here. We're not going to have a ton of text, so that's fine. What we need to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to need to put a magnet in here. Now remember, everything is 2 times what it normally would be. because we have everything doubled. So let's go ahead and make our selection, toss in a new layer. And we want this to come roughly 1 inch. So you can see up there the little lines that are marking my areas. Yeah. And I want to come to the 4. Yeah, right there. And I want to come to the 2. Right down that side. So we're at the top and then looking at the side. 4 by 2. That's roughly 4 by 2. Yep, right there. So that's the size we want for the magnet itself. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in black because we're going to need to have that somewhere. That is the magnet that does it. We're probably going to need to take and duplicate this layer once again. Okay, and I need to put a little tray behind it. So I'm going to come here and edit, transform, scale. I'm going to hold down shift and shrink it this way, and then drag it this way, and then drag it this way. I want to kind of come to the edges here of our pretty design, like that. Yep. Now this is going to hold the chain because we need the chain. However, this is black. Black is night. The reason is because black will really etch. I mean, it's going to burn that black pretty deep when we go to do our etching. So I want to make sure, let's just edit on this one and transform a little bit. Hold down shift, and I just don't want it to come over that. I want it to be like that. So we still have a little bit of area there. Alright, so to correct this, there's multiple ways we can do that. One of the ways is we can just delete this layer. Yep. We just got it, I know. We can duplicate it like that. Okay, and select deselect. Okay, so now we have this layer here. I'm going to select that. I'm going to come to my paint bucket here, and I'm going to choose the gradient tool. I have it set on the middle one, and I can just get it generally in the center here and pull out. And you can see that, I mean, not too far. Let's try to small. I still don't see anything. Let's move it down a little. Let's come in with the white. It's all black. That will pose a problem. We won't see the black being put over it. So let's go back to our gradient. We're going to go ahead and do one that goes from black to white with a smoothness there. So let's go ahead and do it again, and just right there. Maybe a little bit more. Let's try to get a little centered. Still not getting it centered. Still not getting it centered. Wow, it's really... there we go. That looks pretty good. So now we can move this on up. Now we'll do our edit, transform, scale. Let's do the shift to move it in here. That. Now a little here. We're going to pull it this way, and we're going to pull it this way. Right, get it there. We notice that you can see here a little bit of where that was. Let's go ahead and select Universe and grab our eraser. You just have to erase that out. Find a little up there too. There we go. Select, deselect. Now, we have this, which means that that'll be more of a dip. Remember, where it's dark, it works in the sense of depth. Like the depth map we learned in the 3 etching, this is exactly the same thing. It works in depth. That's gonna the black circle is gonna be deeper than the center of that will be black, but the outsides will be lighter. Now, as far as how deep that is, well, we'll end up having to see. So we have our circle. We have this here. It's going to be pretty thin, but it just has to hold a very thin chain. It's just to keep it out of the way. There's not going to be any magnets in it. It's not going to be, magnetic and all that other fun stuff. This will be, that will not. So let's go ahead and let's look at that thing that we just closed, that ribbon. Let's open that ribbon. Again, this ribbon. It's very large, and we're like, well, I don't think we'll be able to use that, but you might just be able to use that after all. Let's go ahead and minimize this. This ribbon is really fancy. I do like it. It's very pretty. Let's transform the scale. We're gonna have to shrink it down though quite a bit to fit in here. Yeah, something like that. That is nice. I need it to kind of come within the confines of where we're working, like that. That's awesome. What we can do now is we can put the name of the stone right inside of that. And then we can put the description right down here. That sounds like an idea. I don't have anything special I'm going to put with this description. This is pretty good. I don't even know what I would put down here to have it make it more fancy. I think I have some ones here in the 3D edge. No, I don't. That's the same old stuff. Oh, I have these. Let's open up these. Those are really nice. We can use these definitely to outline our etch. Let's just go ahead and drop them in here. And this one in here. Those are fancy, and those might be okay to do that with. So let's go ahead and edit, transform, scale. We don't want to make it look too busy, but at the same time, it would be nice to look pretty. I would think, like I said, we're not going to have a whole lot of description for these. Edit, transform, scale, because I'm just listing out what their spiritually meaning is, and I think those are going to end up being a little too large for us. Actually, they're pretty darn big. There, we're not going to leave ourselves any room to actually work with them, to work with what we've got. So let's see if I can't shrink these. Oh, select. If I can't shrink these in the width side here and have them look good, then I'm not going to use them. Oh, it looks all right, I guess. We can go with it. Let's see. On shift. Shrink a little bit there. Yeah, that'll work. It's got the ribbon. It's got this little border. It's really fancy. So hopefully not gaudy. So, but let's go ahead and let's see what our first stone is. Our first stone. Which one is the first? I don't know. We could go with one of the bigger ones, or we could go with one of the smaller ones. Let's go with the one that's going to come off my hand easiest, which is the tiger's eye. Right. Okay, let's put that back. Okay. Tiger's eye. Yes, this is one of the large cages because it's kind of on the big side, because the stone is kind of on the big side. The tiger's eye is a beautiful stone. So let's go ahead and use the tiger's eye. And let's put our text in. Now I want to have a fancy kind of text. I want this text to be... well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's put the text in first. Tiger's eye. And let's move it to its centered here. Yeah, like that. Let's highlight it. And then let's see. I like that. That is nice. Let's change the font to maybe a 36. Say okay. Yeah, that's good. Let's move it into its centered again. Yeah, we want it to be in there. Let's zoom in. You can do a little bit more fine of movement when you are zoomed in closer. There we go. Tiger's eye. Tiger's eye. Now, I do happen to have a list here. Tiger's eye is... right there. Attract wealth, luck, second sight, and protection. Oh, that's just an awesome one right there. So we know this stone is cool. Let's go ahead and put that in there, and we're going to do Control V to paste it. And we're going to say attract. Let's say this stone. This stone. What did I just do? Push off button. Delete. Page tracks. Wealth. This stone. The stone. This stone. Tracks wealth. Tracks wealth. Oh, what? Let's put that there. This stone attracts wealth. brings good luck. We don't want to say bad luck. It brings good luck as well as this stone attracts wealth. It brings good luck as well as helping one's second sight and offers protection. Alright, so one thing we notice here is that it's a little large. Also, I don't want it in the same font as I use the title, so I'm going to change this to a different font. Something that's easy to read, but still kind of nice. I don't want it to be like this is something. Oh, that's really nice. Let's find one that, like maybe a calligraphy or something. Something just not hard to read though, but not. That's pretty nice right there. The black adder. I do like that. I'm going to go ahead and use that one. You know what? I am going to go ahead with that. I did a left. Do the center. Just set it right there in the middle. Okay. That's really nice. What I want to do is I'm going to move the tiger side part here. I'm going to move that down to like right here in the center. And I know you're like, well, what are you going to put there? I am going to put something there. I'm going to put the same thing. I have it say tiger's eye. But I'm going to have it say tiger's eye in runic writing just because, you know, we are talking about stones, mythical properties, or fantasy properties, or what have you. And since we're doing that, it makes sense to have these rune stones, just be like 40 pixels in there, you know, with what it is. This is tiger's eye, so we'll have that listed in there. I think I can probably even, let's see, I can probably even put like a wave or something on this text art. Let's see, let's go with a wave. So you're doing a whole lot. Alright, wave is not the way to go. Let's do the rise. Oh, there we are. A rise. I got a rise out of it. Whatever. Let's see here. Ooh, over this way. Alright, let's go with that. We're like, well, it doesn't fit. Not yet. Edit, transform, rotate. The ability to look from different angles is helpful. We're looking at it from a different angle. I want it to look like it's coming on that a little. So let's. You know what? That did not do anything that I like there. So let's. Maybe I don't have enough flag in there. Rise. Let's just try flag. Alright, let's go edit. Yeah, but that's a little much on the flag. So let's lower that a little. Besides the fact that it goes the other direction. Alright. Okay. And then transform. Once we get this right, we're pretty much set. If we can do it. Alright. There we go. We got it. Sorta. Okay, so it's not exactly perfect. but it's a little closer than it was before. We can go with that. We can go with that. That looks pretty good. You know what? Actually, I'm just going to take that out. As far as I say it looks good, then I think about it. Go ahead. So let's just go with none. Okay, now we have to change our rotate back to make this thing. You know, we can do that also by just deleting that, duplicating this layer, dragging it on up, getting this text and changing the font to whatever it was. Just right there. And putting it like 40. Right there. There we go. So, there we have it. That's pretty cool. Drink some coffee. Alright. So there we have our template. This is the template I'm going to use for all of them. And I'll just go in and I will change what it says. So now we know what it's going to look like, and that's where we can go ahead and get our start. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this off as a template. I want to save it in Cage. I want to save this as Plaque template right there. Alright. And we'll go ahead and we'll start with this, and that's what we're going to work with. This is the tiger's eye, so we'll do a save as again. I'm going to put this as a, oh, well, before we do that, we know one problem we have with this. It's too large. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to click up here and I'm going to do Alt and Layer and Merge Visible. The reason I'm doing that is because I need a picture to be at the top of this that I can convert to a smart object when I come over here and I go Image, Size, 50%. Because this is the size that we actually want it to be, which is 5 by 5. So now I want to go File, Save As, and I want to call this one Tiger's Eye in the JPEG area, in the JPEG development. Tiger's Eye. Save. Okay. We'll open our Inkscape here and go on in and see what we bought. See what we bought. Eventually, we'll open. Eventually. Oh, there it is. Look at all the nice black that it just threw at us. Wonderful. Wonderful. Alright, let's go File and we'll import. We're going to not to be in 3D Etch, we need to be in Jewelry and 3D Cage, and we have Tiger's Eye right there. Perfect. We'll open this, we'll move it in to like the center because it's cool. View, zoom, 1 to 1. That brings us a little closer. Now we want to go Edit, Resize Page to Selection. Just like that. We're going to want to go ahead and, you know, before we do that, let's no. We want big still. Let's go ahead and we want to hit the corner. So you want to cut this out at the corners like that. Now let's go Edit, Resize Page to Selection, so we actually get the corners in there, so we can cut it just right. And let's do a that looks really good. Our stroke is at 255, and it's very small. That's fine. We're looking at our document properties, File, Document Properties. I'd like this to be in inches just so I can make sure I'm looking at the right thing. We can set millimeters or inches to the K40. So let's go with inches. So we're at 5 inches and 5 inches. Excellent. So that's 5 right there, and that's 5 right there, which is, yeah, right. So 5 by 5 inches. That looks like we got a winner. Let's go ahead and File, Save As, and let's make it an SVG. Let's put it in the right folder. This is the Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye. Let's go ahead and hit Save. And then we'll open up our K40. I've got to get that set up, so we're going to go ahead and come out of this, and then we're going to go into rats. Okay, so I did pop back in Photoshop as I was moving into this one and put two, because I realized I don't really want to waste the wood of just putting one, pulling it out, then having to try to realign things. So I did the moonstone, same thing. Just remember I said I made a template, so I just went in and changed things and put them side by side so that I could have both of them in one print. Let's go ahead and initialize our laser cutter and then open that design file. We're going to look for it in quick access. Jewelry, 3 cage, black one. Right. And then we're going to wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. Oh, there it is. So this is what they're going to look like. We've got our red line for our cut. We've got our black for our raster. We want to change our raster engrave to 300. Okay, I've got the power on the K40 set to 25. I'm going to say that we want to do three vector cut passes. This is real wood, this is not the panel board. So I think 3 is probably enough. Let's go ahead and start with 3. If I need to, I can add more later. Okay, so we're going to start with 3, and then let's go ahead and let's send it on over. Hello. Okay, we've got the things printed now, or etched, engraved, whatever. And I broke a couple more of these, a little one and a medium one. Putting on the magnets. It's not so easy putting on the magnets. You gotta Dremel them out, do all sorts of stuff there. So I can see here, looking at this, that yeah, that fits in there just perfect. You just wish that you could get your 3D printer to print the same way that you can get this to print. But I'm just going to set it on there real quick. I have not wiped this down yet. Let me wipe it down first. Alright, so here it is. There's the one we made. Looks very fancy. Let's take the magic cloth. What is the magic cloth exactly? It's a rag. It's just got feelings. It doesn't like to be called, you know, rag. It's magic cloth. Oh, it's now falling apart on me. It's been used quite a bit to do all kinds of different things. I'll probably take and varnish these instead of leaving them just plain wood. Well, I could, because that's kind of got a really pretty look to it, but I may just take a damp cloth and go over them too. Get rid of a little bit of burn that's there. Varnish them, right, that'd be nice. Let's just wipe it down real quick. Remember I did two. I did Tiger's Eye and Moonstone. So, let's go to our Tiger's Eye here. A little bit of that sticker there, huh? Yeah, that's what that is. Alright, so, I have to wash it off, but it fits the magnet just perfect. Yes, it does. It does. It's not glued, of course, but there we go. There's the magnet, and this has got a little bitty engraving down, just like we wanted, just a little bitty ditch for that. And you can see here we have our Tiger's Eye. And what I would do is once I have this varnished or whatever, then I can go ahead and glue this magnet in permanently. It would hold. Let's see, which one's the one on the outside? The Tiger's Eye actually is the one on the outside. So let's see. This would then sit on our magnet like that. And the chain you could wrap back here, and it's mainly for looks, but I mean, if you could somehow get it to go there, somehow get it to go where you want it to go, anyway, it'd be something like this, which would make it so that, you know, little jostles aren't going to knock it off of the stand. And that is our, I don't want to break it. It's not meant to stand like this. Well, maybe. Actually, the magnet came off of this, so but these magnets are not strong enough really to hold this much weight sideways. Either way, I would say that our journey into the plaque for our cages is completed. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later, or I will see you later, or we will watch a video together later. This is the video. I'll be in the video. You'll be watching, hopefully. All right. So either way, remember, as always, let's get creative.